Welcome back, everybody, to the Cirque Show 24/7. This is episode 3 of the CW's The Flash, entitled Things You Can't Outrun. So, let's get right into it. Alright, guys, episode 3, it's still good. Like, have no real complaints that much. It's getting up there for me with Arrow, man. Like, it's becoming like my number one favorite show. It's not quite there yet for my number favorite like superhero show, but man, it's getting up there really fast. And I just really enjoyed this episode just so much. I really love, like, they take the time to really show you like great character development with these characters on the Flash show, and just the logic behind his powers and the way he has to use it to like defeat his enemies and stuff. It's just really cool, and it's just fascinating to watch. This week's episode, now we have a new baddie. His name is The Mist. Now he's a con who was sentenced to murder. I guess death by poisoning, maybe something like that. And he ends up surviving because, coincidentally, he gets sentenced to murder the same day like the particle accelerator like goes to hell and stuff. So he ends up getting caught in that mess, and he ends up surviving. And now he's out for revenge for the people who sent him to die and stuff. And that's like his mafia group who like turned on him and who sold him out. That's the judge who sent him there, and that's the officer who captured him, which is Joe. So that's like our main focus in this episode. Well, that's one of our main focus in this episode, and I do like the way they shot the mist and stuff, and how his powers like were like going into people, and like that moment where Barry's like running and stuff trying to escape, and you see like this green smoke like coming after him. So that was really cool, and I do love the way they use logic to and science, logic and science to beat their villains, and or the Flash to beat his villains. It's not easy, or it's not as simple as it is like with Arrow, where you just have to either put an arrow on this person, or you got to just one up this person in a fight. You actually have to use science and stuff with the Flash's villains and stuff to really figure out their weak points and their weaknesses. So that's what I really enjoy about this show. And it's really coming out really great and stuff. So I do love how they figured out what his weaknesses were. And Barry's always struggling because he's not really a fighter. You know what I mean? That's what I like about the Flash, I like about this version of the Flash, because he's not really a fighter. So he really has to use his brain to outthink the villains and stuff. So that's what I always liked about that character. I do love this like side story that we get this week. It's kind of a flashback, and it really has to do with like Caitlin and Cisco, and their point of view and their perspective on what happened the night the particle accelerator like went to hell and stuff. I really like their point of view because they both went through a lot, and they both had to sacrifice stuff, and they both lost somebody. Caitlin lost her fiance, which we do get the debut of Ronnie, who is Robbie Amell, who's Stephen Amell's cousin and stuff. So we do get the debut of Ronnie, who later becomes Firestorm. So I'm super excited that they introduced him like so early on, and he's just being incorporated so early on. We don't have to wait until like episode 12 or something like that. You know what I mean? And I like I like Caitlin and Cisco's point of view on the whole situation, where she was just like very broken up about like losing her fiance, and how Cisco, he was broken up that he had to make that tough decision, and it was his friend too and stuff. So I just like their point of view and how they had to look at it, and just like the flashbacks and getting introduced to Ronnie, and how he took a big part in like making this particle accelerator stuff. So it was really cool to see him. He seems like a very cool character, so I'm super excited to see more of him. The only thing I probably didn't like about this episode was I wish we would have got like an end tag with him or something to see where he's at now, because we do know he's going to come back. So I would I would have liked to seen like this end tag instead of having like the kind of the same end tag that we always do with Wells, but it was still a good end tag to the episode. So don't get me wrong, but I would have liked to see like see what Ronnie's up to and how he survived this whole situation. But overall, I did like the backstory and I did like the character development of Caitlin and Cisco. It was really good to get to know them a little bit more and see what they were up to. Because Caitlin, she didn't want to happen to Barry what happened to Ronnie, so she's very protective. She's very like hesitant to just let Barry like go like head first into like danger and stuff, because that's kind of the way like her fiance like went out. So that was it was cool. It was sad and stuff, and I felt for her. So yeah, I want to see more of that and see how she deals with stuff like that and see how Ronnie actually comes back. So yeah, I think for me though, what keeps me going back to these episodes and keeps me like just watching these episodes, it's not like the villains, it's not Barry or the Flash and seeing him like move really fast and stuff and fight villains. I think it's more just the relationship with Barry and Joe. Like it's just I love it for some reason. It's just done really well, because now Joe is helping out Barry to catch to catch the real person who killed Barry's mother, and he made Barry a promise, and they do have a great scene where Barry's like, I don't really need your help, Joe. Like I can actually like go to the prison, break my dad out without no one even seeing me. And Joe gives him like, yeah, you could do that, but that's not the right way to go by it. So I do like that, Joe is still teaching Barry like life lessons and telling him like you can't like really, just because you have these powers, you can't really save everybody the way you want to save them. Like it's sometimes you're just because you're so fast, you can't be everywhere at once, and it's gonna be people that you can't save. So you have to deal with the fact that some people are going to be out your reach and stuff, and you have to go by certain ways and do certain things certain ways. So I do like that life lesson Joe like really taught Barry, and I do love that Joe is really like broken up by the situation that like he didn't really listen to his best friend at the time, like because I kind of see like Barry's dad and Joe like as kind of like best friends, and Joe's put in a tough situation when Barry's mom died because he's a cop, so he had to do his cop like duties and go by like the facts that he had. And now that he knows the truth, it really seems like he was very broken up by the situation. So I do love that Joe actually went to the prison to talk to Barry's dad. So it was a great scene, and I like Joe a lot. Like I do love like Joe and Barry's relationship. I think it's probably like the highlight of the show for me. I'm still very interested in what they're doing with Wells and how he ties in to everything, because you see in the flashback that he knew that that day when the particle accelerator was like blown to hell and stuff like that, that was going to be the moment that Barry was going to become or get the powers and stuff. So I want to know, if is he coming back from like the future? Is he from like the future and he just traveled back in time? Is he like Barry in the future? I know that's a lot of rumors that he's probably Barry in the future coming back or something, or he might be the reverse Flash. I'm just interested to see like how he ties in, but I have a feeling that he's from the past and he had to make sure that Barry hit every beat to become the person he's supposed to become in the future. So, or he's yeah, I said that right. So what do you guys think about this episode? Did you like it? Do you like this story that they're telling with Ronnie? Do you like these villains of the week? Do you want to see more character development? I think we're going to see more character developments when we get to like these bigger villains. But I'm really like, that's not the highlight for me, so I make a pass for that. I think what's really keeping me in the show is like just the relationships with these characters and stuff. So tell me what you guys thought. So please like this video, comment, subscribe, and as always, this is the Search Show 24/7. Be easy.